Prior to this, she worked as a writing skills teacher in Joan Davy School and A School. She has also organized workshops on presentation skills, public speaking, and writing, collaborating with various educational institutions and organizations. Further, she was a journalist and has experience of working in leading English language national daily, the Himalayan Times. She is the first Nepali writer to participate in 10 days writing workshop organized by Himalayan Writers Workshop. And she has been a passionate writer, and her blogs and articles can be found in her website, which I'm sure she will be sharing soon. So I'm very delighted to have you, Abhilasha. And on behalf of GPF Nepal and every one of us, I now hand it over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Stella. Am I audible to everyone? Thank you so much, Global Peace Found Nepal, for having me here. And thank you so much, all the participants who had registered for this session. Also, thanks to everyone who's joined us today for our writing session. Yes, I can see a lot of yeses there. Thank you so much for being so interactive. So I will go towards my slides now. Okay, so we're going to basically talk about how writing can help us express ourselves during the unpredictable times, and we'll understand writing as a therapy, and how we can make this a ritual in our everyday life day through this session. So before we go further into the session, I would like to first give you a small writing exercise. So is everyone ready to do that exercise? Yes? So can I have a thumbs up, or just write yes if you all are ready with a pen and a diary or papers. Okay, great. So I have written a poem about this pandemic. We all were facing a lot of uncertainty. We still are facing a lot of uncertainty, and it's quite difficult for everyone. So while I was observing, and one quality of a good writer is to observe things, what's happening around you. So I wrote a poem, and i'll read I'll read the poem twice to you, and I'll give you some jump off lines. Like, I'll give you a prompt from which you have to write whatever comes into your mind. And let me tell you, you don't have to be a great writer to write. You can just express yourself. And today we're writing um, as a therapy. We're using writing as a therapy to understand ourselves and to unleash our creativity. So I'll read this poem to you twice, and just listen to it, and just observe what kind of feelings and what words come to your mind, and just write about it. And if you think something you should not write about, that's the thing you should really write. And you don't have to be a great writer to write. Like Stella was talking about how she's using writing as self-reflection and expressing herself in the beginning, before we started this. So I want you to take this in and write whatever you feel is comes to you. Okay, so I'm reading this poem. It's called 2020, a rough draft. 2020 has become like a rough draft. Some will tear and throw it away, others will scribble on it. A few will use it to create a masterpiece. 2020 has become like a rough draft, a year of the pandemic and panic. A year when coronavirus locked down people and freed the animals. A year where Mother Nature finally gets to breathe, and the mountains are more visible than ever. 2020 has become like a rough draft, a year of brutal deaths and despair. A year when our healthcare systems failed. A year when agriculture collapsed. A year when economic collapse hit hard. A year of global recession, unemployment, and pay cuts. A year tourism came to a standstill, and the only place you can go freely is within. A year when you finally realize the importance of your work and family. 2020 has become like a rough draft, a year that crushed many dreams and took many lives. A year of destruction and devastation, a year of helplessness, hunger, and frustrations. Nonetheless, a year of compassion and creativity. 2020 has become like a rough draft, a year of learning how to work from home, a year of forcefully adapting and acclimatizing to technology, a year of uh, a year of acclimatizing with fear and uncertainty, a year of less is more and home cooked food, a year of what next and when will the lockdown end, a year of will our lives ever be the same again, a year of would I want my life to be the same again. So, would you throw this rough draft in a bin or would you create a masterpiece out of it? So, I hope you got some of it. I'm going to read it once again, and after that, I'll give you a prompt, a jump of line, and we'll write for 15 minutes. So, let's read one more time for you. 2020, a rough draft. 2020 has become like a rough draft. Some will tear and throw it away. Others will scribble on it. A few will use it to create a masterpiece. 2020 has become like a rough draft, a year of the pandemic and panic. A year when coronavirus locked down people and freed the animals. A year where Mother Nature finally gets to breathe and the mountains are more visible than ever. 2020 has become like a rough draft, a year of brutal deaths and despair, a year when our healthcare systems failed, a year when agriculture will flourish. 2020 has become like a rough draft, a year of global recession, unemployment, and pay cuts. A year tourism came to a standstill, and the only place you can go freely is within. A year you realize the importance of your work and family. 2020 has become like a rough draft, a year that crushed many dreams and took many lives. A year of destruction and devastation, a year of helplessness, hunger, and frustrations. Nonetheless, a year of compassion and creativity. 2020 has become like a rough draft, a year of learning how to work from home, a year of forcefully adapting and acclimatizing to technology, a year of acclimatizing with fear and uncertainty, a year of less is more and home cooked food, a year of what next and when will the lockdown end. Also, a year of will our lives ever be the same again, and would I want my life to be the same again. So, would you throw this rough draft in a bin or would you create a masterpiece out of it? Okay, thank you so much. So, I got some comments here. Thank you so much for liking it. And what these are some of the writing prompts that I have. You can choose any writing prompt. So you can start your writing with 2020 has become like a rough draft and then continue, or you can write a year of the pandemic and panic, or you could also start it with a year when agriculture will flourish. So you can just come up with whatever you're comfortable with, or the year tourism came to a standstill. We were promoting 2020 as visit year 2020, and there was so much of investment happening in tourism, but that didn't happen. So, would I want my life to be the same again? Now, would you want to go back to your normal life? So, this is a very you can think about it and write on it, or you could also write, will our lives ever be the same again? Or if these lines don't connect to you that much, you can also start with, I want you to know. So I want you to know that I've been feeling quite happy, or I've been feeling quite stressed out, anxious, whatever you're feeling right now, you can just write that down, or you can start with any of the writing prompt that are there. So understanding what we need to do now, just give me a thumbs up if you understand what we have to do after this. Okay. Okay, I think it's pretty clear. Now I will set the timer for 15 minutes. You choose your writing prompt. You can start with 2020 has become like a rough draft. I thought I would do this. I was planning to go abroad. I was planning for my further studies, but now it has come to a standstill. Or you can start with, it's a year of pandemic and panic. The moment I watch the news, I find so many people are dying, so many people are not getting to eat, whatever. Or maybe this year is, we have a positive news, agriculture might flourish this year, since so many people are coming back from different parts of the world, who had gone for better job opportunities. They're coming back home, and people have to turn to agriculture. So maybe you can write about that. So whatever you connects to you, you just choose that, and then start writing.
दिदी एउटा कन्फ्युजन हामीलाई यहाँ च्याट बक्समा के अरे पोएम
Okay.
लेख्ने हो कि हामीले सिम्पली एक्सप्रेस हुन्छ नि
हजुर,
प्याराग्राफ जस्तो बनाएर लेख्दा हुन्छ कि पोएम नै लेख्नुपर्ने हो कि भन्ने
पोएम नै लेख्नुपर्छ भन्ने छैन। अब इफ यु वान्ट टु राइट अ पोएम, पोएमकै अब त्यस्तो एकदम पोएम लेख्दाखेरि पनि अब राइम नै हुनुपर्छ भन्ने छैन। यु क्यान जस्ट राइट whatever comes into your mind as a paragraph or as a poem.
अनि नेपाली इङ्ग्लिस जुन जुन ल्याङ्ग्वेजमा पनि लेख्न मिल्यो है
Or as an essay. It doesn't have to be suitable in Nepali. Nepali ma lekhda pani huncha. It's all about expressing yourself. If somebody has problem with English, Nepali ma lekhda pani huncha. Language is just a vehicle. I'm using English because there are some participants who do not understand Nepali, so I'm mostly using English. एउटा टपिक मात्रै कभर गर्ने हो, सो यु जस्ट निड टु चुज वान एन्ड देन राइट वान. जस्ट चुज एनी वान अफ द प्रम्प्ट्स एन्ड देन or article. Yeah, you can write whatever you want to write. So anything else, any other confusion? Okay, so can I start the timer? Okay, so I'm starting the timer. So everyone choose your prompt and start writing.
दिदी एकचोटि त्यो प्रम्प्टवाला स्लाइड नै लगाइदिनु भयो भने पनि सजिलो हुन्छ
Okay. Yes.
हजुर बरु यसको हामीले एउटा पिक्चर दिइराख्नु भने सजिलो हुन्छ होला ओके